YouTube, what is good? Fight Geeks podcast. We're back.
What is
for
going on,
episode
little squid
66.
rat? Remember Face Banks used to say that?
We're here for episode 66. It is St. Patty's Day weekend, so I had to rep. He had a tragedy with the washing machine.
Yeah, so Matt's texting me. He's like, yo, get your McGregor shirt. McGregor, he bought it for, I think, the first episode or one of the first episode of the pod. He got me a surprise T-shirt, and he had the Izzy
First
one.
episode of the pod, I got two
I think
UFC
we both
shirts.
outmanned them because, like, yo, my McGregor one.
I'm almost outmanning this shirt.
That's what I mean. I look like a tank in my McGregor shirt. But anyway, he got me a McGregor shirt, guys, and he's like, hit me up. He's like, I'm wearing my Ireland shirt. We got to wear it since it's the St. Patty's podcast. So I'm like, let me go do my laundry. I'm in my laundry, and then like I look at the McGregor shirt.
You could have just wore it dirty, bro.
No, like it was wet. It was in the washer when I got home, and it wasn't switched.
Okay.
So like, that time I left, it wasn't dry.
So it's understandable, but it is St. Patty's Day weekend. So happy St. Patty's Day weekend.
But for the parade tomorrow, you know, McGregor is gonna be there.
This man's going to the parade. I can't make it.
Oh, you can't. Oh, you got work.
Yeah,
whatever.
at night. But money, and also at the same time,
Money talks, brother.
Last year, bro, like I was just like basically a taxi driver, and it was a bad experience. Maybe we'll talk about that.
Guys,
this is not the podcast for it.
Guys, basically, real quick, just don't drive if there's alcohol involved at all. Obviously,
I wasn't drinking and driving, but I was with somebody that was drinking.
You don't necessarily want to be the guy.
They just had a bad day, and I was just the one driving them around.
But I don't drink and drive. I meant like never be DD is basically what I'm saying, Chad.
Yeah.
All right.
I made the mistake of being designated driver, and I'm probably just never gonna pull up again, to be honest.
Because we've all done it, guys. Just don't be DD unless like.
Don't be DD unless you want to babysit your 21-year-old friends.
Yeah, guys. So don't be DD, but
that's the lesson for St. Patty's Day. Just stay safe, y'all.
And
stay safe tomorrow, whatever you get into.
Happy McGregor Day. And so basically we had a hell of a fight weekend.
Last weekend. It's kind of odd how we have to do this because we predict the week before, but then we can't do it fight night because the fights end at like 2 a.m. So we have to just wait a whole week, basically.
I feel like a lot of other people get their thoughts out, but then we get to hear everyone's thoughts, and then I get to say like what I actually think is true.
We get to encapsulate all their thoughts. We get to encapsulate our thoughts. I think if we did a podcast right after an event, I think a lot of it would be like recency biased, and like I'd go out here and say like Sean O'Malley's the greatest fighter to ever touch the planet. But seeing his media after the fight, we'll get into all of that.
Now I'm just like whoa.
I think like the best day to do it would be like either Sunday or like Monday.
Yeah, like a Monday
because I was honestly having thoughts. I was like, okay, I just have to remember this when we actually hop on the podcast.
Yes, exactly.
I don't remember what it was.
If we were to do it right after, it would be cool to see our initial thoughts. But I like to actually gather our real thoughts because initial thoughts, always recent. Like there's things involved, and like if the card just happened and I had talked about it, I'd be like overhyping the winners. I feel as to where when you win a fight, it doesn't necessarily always mean.
For sure. We'd probably even be overhyping MVP at that point.
Thank you, brother.
But
thank you.
Let's start at the first fight of the main. We're not going to go over the prelims. Unfortunately, I wasn't actually able to watch the prelims.
Yeah, guys, we were it was a busy day that Saturday.
Yeah, we showed up like literally right at 10 p.m. And we're on the East Coast. But Peter Yan, he finally came back and he gave Song Yadong, he showed him why he's higher than him in the rankings. That's really all it was. It was a decision win.
I agree.
Nothing
people
crazy.
Are saying vintage Yan is back. Did that look like vintage Yan to you? Did that look like the Yan that beat Jose Aldo to become the undisputed champion of the world? Did that look like the Yan that went to war with even O'Malley?
Do you want to know what it looked like? It looked like Yan in 2024. He's not obviously the same guy. It's been years since he's held the title belt. It's been almost 3 years now, right?
Just because my prediction, I really am so stoked. I hope it just happens, but I don't think it will.
But yeah, Yan, he just did a classic decision win on Song Yadong. Song Yadong, I don't think Song Yadong lost any of his hype at all. Yeah. Like he's still a beast. We saw what he did to.
I mean, the dude's young.
To Gutierrez.
I think what we saw was just Peter Yan out experience him.
Experience and.
The dude's been
also it's a 3-rounder.
Dude, his last all fights have been against champions. Sean O'Malley. Now the
Merab
Delishi, the title challenger. Aljamain Sterling. Jose Aldo. So he's only fought champions and or champion contenders.
Has he fought Sandhagen?
I mean, yeah, he did, and he won. He lost the first 2 rounds, and then won the last 3. So
Jan's a beast, regardless of regardless of the result
regardless
of the fight.
The 2 and 3 in his last 5.
I mean, he lost a close one to O'Malley. He did an accidental knee, which set him back.
Yeah,
but we're still gonna be rocking with Yan. It's always cool to see his training videos, and that was a good way to start the main card. I'm glad it wasn't really higher up in the main card.
I remember watching it thinking.
I feel like the fight was like the perfect amount of hype.
I thought Peter Yan easily won round 2s and 3, but I thought round 1 I was like low key Yan like did not win that. You know, I was like, what's going on? Or I remember because I texted my buddy that is a gambler who had heavy Yan decision. I was like, it's 1-1, bro. You scared? And he was like 2-0. See it differently. I was like, all right, we're. So I don't know. It was close.
No,
it wasn't.
If you have money on the line, you're delusional.
It wasn't a
like
close
how
fight,
I was.
but it was fun.
Then the next fight we had was Gilbert Burns. He was finally back after almost a year, and Jack Della Maddalena.
Guys,
so
I don't.
We saw a knockout / technical knockout. The finish in the third, he kind of pulled it out the fire a little bit, in a way. But I think Gilbert Burns, like obviously, he made a little statement. He's like, how he still is aiming for the championship, and like that's good. You know what I mean? Don't give up on your dreams, but in reality, like as like fans, like I don't see him ever being a champion.
First of all, can we talk about the size of Jack fucking what's his last name?
Della Maddalena.
Della Maddalena. Yo, that dude is huge. First of all, looking at him next to Gilbert Burns, I was like, damn, motherfucker.
Yeah.
My thoughts on the fight, dude. So I don't support gambling, but I had a parlay going. Classic 5-fight parlay for $1 or whatever it is. We just fuck around with it. So, I had our same as our predictions. I had Yan and then I had Gilbert. Gilbert won the first 2 rounds. I honestly thought the first 2 rounds were closer than what apparently the judges saw because 2 of the judges actually had Gilbert Burns winning the first 2 rounds. So all Gilbert had to do was get to a decision, and there was no way he was losing this fight. Even if it was a 10-8, it would have been a draw. So as long as he literally didn't get finished, he couldn't have lost the fight. The worst that could have been was a draw. Unfortunately, though, he was keeping him down, doing his thing in the 3rd round, and then as soon as he got up, he did the bad mistake of shooting instantly, and he caught a knee right to the head. So it was cool. It was sad. It was sad to see.
I don't know if I wouldn't say I was sad, but I would say that I was honestly more like, I think just like, damn, this dude really just got fast tracked right into the top 5. You know what I mean?
Who?
Jack Della Maddalena. Now he's like right up there for the welterweight rankings, which I guess it isn't a bad thing, but at the same time, it's like, who decides like these fast tracks? Like Ian Gary is slowly working his way up. MVP now, he's already ranked in his first fight, and obviously he was a great Bellator fighter.
The issue I'm having is
we're seeing like the rankings are just shifting. Champions are shifting. It's a crazy time for the UFC right now.
Dude, doing that could be very good or very bad.
I have a love-hate relationship with all of this right now.
Me too.
To be honest,
you either get one or two
I just don't know if I like Jack Della Maddalena getting stepped up this fast.
Well, you get someone like either O'Malley, right? O'Malley was fighting he fought like a couple nobodies, and then bang, it was right to
bang, number 1 contender,
right? And that worked out good, right? Because now you have regardless of what you think of his mic skills and his actual star power, he's a star. He is, regardless of what you think, he's one of the biggest guys in the UFC, and it worked out for him because he's now champion.
Every
of the world.
casual knows him.
Or what happens is a guy gets rushed into the rankings and it goes bad. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. Tai Tui freaking Vasa, man.
Yeah.
He was ranked number 13. He was doing his thing against the nobodies, knocking everybody out, doing shoeys. Y'all see
Put him against Derek Lewis.
Thank you. We put him against Derek Lewis, the 3rd ranked heavyweight.
Then somehow Cyril gone.
And now look at him. Now he's lost his last 4 fights.
Did you see the clip? It was when Tuivasa knocked down Gane in their fight. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was like
so close to John
he was
Jones.
this close to fighting John Jones. Imagine.
Nah, people were like, nah, we were way too close to Tai versus John. But,
literally.
Yeah, so like I said, man, when you see fighters get rushed up the rankings, one or two things, man. They really are that guy like O'Malley, or they're like Tai Tuivasa,
like
where
the Shui brought him to that.
No, Tai Tuivasa, he's a badass fighter. He's still one of the best, heavyweights in the world. But I mean, when you're going to throw him in the top dogs and
he
highest
just lost to Marcin
of the food chain, you're gonna notice that, and you see with his last 4 losses.
And it's also crazy, he got like he's been in some wars. He's got brutally beaten basically.
Yeah. So honestly,
and he took a long time off, and he still he just couldn't get it done.
I
don't know.
I don't like it. I don't like the rushing ranking. Is that fucking?
I don't think Tai Tuivasa has much of a
career
title contending future. I think we'll see him in maybe 1 more slugfest, 2 more slugfests, and who knows? We might never hear of him again. I don't really know where he goes.
How come when Derek Lewis lost, we immediately
somehow we're talking? I don't even know how we're talking about heavyweight, but somehow Tai Tuivasa, he kind of fell off the face of the planet. It's like, oh shit, he's fighting tonight in a way. Obviously, I knew about it because we looked at the cards, but just to the casual viewer, it's like, yo, Tai Tuivasa, I haven't heard of him in a while. Let's check it out.
Well, this
he gets
is why
subbed by someone you've never heard of.
I don't support these
For the
guys
casuals.
or watch these guys, but I'm not gonna lie. Tai Tuivasa, the reason he got all this hype was because the Nelt guys and Steve will do it. But why?
Yeah, literally.
Why did they not have his back when he's on the 3-fight losing skid? Because like Matt just said, motherfucker.
I thought I was gonna see like Steve will do it.
Like Matt just said, man. I didn't hear. Like I love Tai Tuivasa. I love the knockouts. I love the idea of a fucking shoe.
We have his shirt right behind us.
It's exciting. Okay,
Get this shit out.
I'm a man of exciting fights.
I'm
right?
not gonna move it.
But like Matt said, I almost didn't even know. I mean, we knew because we've run our thing, but like, there's no way our friends, man, that know Tai Tuivasa for a shoe.
The casual fan didn't know Tai Tuivasa.
You want to know why? Tonight. That's why I don't rock with Steve will do it for not being there. So if you're gonna be there when he's at the top, why not be there when he's down? Rock bottom. I bet you Steve will do it. Didn't even text him. It is what it is. But enough about that shitty fight, man.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. How did we get to that? What the fuck?
Just
what
getting
fight
rushed
were we
in the
supposed to be
rankings.
talking about. Oh yeah.
Did Paulo get rushed? Would you say? He was undefeated coming in the UFC, and then he just kind of somehow was fighting Izzy. I don't really know his path, but
because he went to war with Yoel Romero. People were like, "Oh my God, he's him, he's him," and then Izzy just went and slept him, and then he didn't fight forever. So we can't tell with him because
Paulo's an odd character.
Because instead of
in this universe of UFC,
losing to a champion Israel Adesanya was not a bad thing, but instead of like coming back and fighting the top ranked guy, he just didn't fight, and now he's fighting like once a year. It feels like, and
I know, right?
So did he get rushed? Probably, but
not even.
He's also not fighting. So
he fought in 2022.
That's what I mean. So now he's just not even fighting. So like,
who knows?
I don't know. What was next on that?
Next up was MVP's debut and our boy Kevin Holland.
This is why I'm glad we didn't do the immediate reactions because did we both pick Kevin Holland or did you pick MVP?
I had Kevin Holland in my predictions. Just because I'm a fan, I'm gonna root who I'm a fan of, but when it comes to money, it might be a different story.
I think a lot of people are gonna take it too seriously and think like I think where they're gonna overrate Bellator now and be like, oh my God, every top guy from Bellator could come in the UFC.
Yeah, like maybe if you finish Kevin Holland, be like, oh shoot, you know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Decision win against Kevin Holland. Obviously, like Kevin Holland didn't really win any
round or
exchange or really anything. Yeah. So it was kind of just a beatdown of Kevin Holland, which honestly we've seen before. Kevin Holland, he's just there. He's kind of a gateway into the rankings. Not a gatekeeper, he's a gateway because you'll most likely beat him if you're good.
I feel like MVP right now is like a more polished Wonder Boy, right? Wonder Boy, one of the best karate, stance, kickboxers in MMA or UFC of all time. And I think just seeing MVP in his recent fights, right? What I saw was like a cleaner Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. So I told you I always go with who I want, and I predict that just because I want it so bad sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though deep down I know, like deep down we know who's gonna win. I went with my boy Kevin, but literally got his app to us by a worse MVP in Wonderboy. So I don't know why I didn't even think about that fight thinking into this one where Kevin Holland doesn't usually do that good against kickboxers. I mean, it was a good fight though. I think MVP has a shot in the UFC, but I don't think he's. I
think a reason why it made it so great is I really haven't watched any Michael Venom Page, and that was my first time watching him, which was cool.
It was cool as fuck. I loved the emoting and shit.
Obviously, title wise for MVP, I don't see him being a UFC champion personally, unless obviously some miracle work happens. He just gets pushed and he gets it. But realistically, MVP champion, no. But will he put on some good fights for the promotion? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? That's all I can really see.
Well, that's why I don't like that he said that thing about this is true, but I don't like that he almost brushed it off like he was like scared or not necessarily. It was weird. The reaction he had when people were like, "Oh, Wonder Boy, that's got to be the fight."
Yeah.
He said a positive and a positive don't always make a positive. That is 100% true. We see a lot of boring fights sometimes that are supposed to be bangers. But it was almost like, why wouldn't you want to take that? Like, I've never heard someone suggest a fight and shut it down as quick as that.
Instant, the night of the last fight.
Like all these guys are saying, "Oh, Wonder Boy," and you're like, not like.
Yeah, realistically, if someone if I was a fighter and I just got my first UFC victory and someone was saying someone higher in the rankings, I'd be like, possibly. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I mean.
I'm not just gonna instantly shut it down.
That's why I was a little confused, and
I guess it partially plays into he has respect for Wonder Boy, but still,
I don't like the idea of saying fighters are.
You can be friends and fight. Like we were saying, that's why we wanted to see Aljamain versus Merab, but we're never going to see that.
It's a weird thing.
So yeah, that was a great fight. And then we had the co-main event, the Diamond, shining bright in Miami, and it was awesome to see that. So Dustin Poirier knocked out Benoit.
Yeah, we talked
about Benoit Saint Denis.
First of all,
it's not Benoit. I'm sorry.
Can we talk about how he has one of the hardest names in the UFC? Come on.
God of War. Benoit God of War.
Saint Denis.
Is it God of War?
Yeah, I think so. That's a little cringe.
Benoit, God of War, Saint Denis.
Like, the Saint Denis is hard. Like, I don't know. Just kind of a cool name.
Yeah, like at first I was like, all right, Benoit Saint Denis.
So I actually loved this
Benoit.
fight. I mean, what you saw was low-key Poirier getting dogged a little bit, right? Round 1 easily went to Denis. All 3 judges gave it to Saint Denis. And
yeah, the first round was kind of like,
I think me and you both knew
it's
going
gonna be
into
a
this,
brawl.
like, dude, Poirier being the underdog, like there wasn't like kind of like the Kevin Holland fight. Like I doubted a little bit in the back of my mind, Kevin Holland might not win this fight. But when we were talking about Poirier, there was like a 0%. Like people say it's never 0. I thought there was a 0%.
Yeah, like
chance.
that was a fight where deep down, like, okay, Benoit's gonna win, get up in the rankings somehow, because that's just how kind of the UFC is.
Yes, bro.
But that's not how Dustin Poirier plays, and that's not how he rolls. So
I think this was the most. This is fucked to say because it shouldn't even be said. This was the most humble Dustin Poirier has been in a win.
Literally,
in a win. Usually it's when
and did you see the merch he has? I think it's called like Jump the Gilly or something.
Yeah. The only shit talking he did was Saint Denis is obviously a staph infection. We know this. Come on, like every fighter claims they don't, or it is.
Yeah,
staph.
it's forehead shit.
When it's clearly staph. Like, dude, first of all, clean your fucking body, you nasty.
Or your
fuck.
mats.
I hate that people are okay with openly admitting you have staph because that just proves you're dirty, bro. But
or you're just training in a dirty.
You definitely
gym
could get it
people.
randomly. By being
you could
healthy,
probably get it on a toilet.
By being healthy, but still, it's pretty fucking gross to use staph.
Especially on your face.
Yes, exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
But do I think that played a factor? Definitely. Do I think that the outcome would have been different? Probably not. I think Poirier would have got him in the later rounds. But the only shit talking I really saw him do, what's it called? He made
the only shit talking.
He made an excuse. Classic. If you're a fighter, man, and you lose, you gotta have excuses, right?
Yeah.
It's natural human.
Yeah. What was his
masculinity
excuse
instinct.
again?
Oh, staph. He said I had staph. I was on antibiotics. I was tired after
Yeah.
the first round. Poirier actually posted a funny picture. He said, "Stay hydrated," and it was him.
Yeah,
landing
stay
the final
hydrated.
blow. Which that's really the only shit talking. Usually Poirier says some fake nice guy shit like, "Man, if he would have threw some straights, he would have got me out of there." Like he did against Chandler.
And I saw this debate on it was Daniel Cormier and I think it was on the Chael Sonnen show, it was actually on the new podcast Pound for Pound, which I don't watch the full episodes, but I'm a fan of the clips with Usman and Cejudo. They were like, is Poirier a Hall of Famer considering that he's never been a champion? Yeah. And I think yeah, 1, longevity, 2, star power, 3, entertainment value. Like, what the fuck?
You just named everything.
I don't know why I said what the fuck.
You just named everything outside of his fighting. And how about we talk about his fights too? 100% he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
But yeah, like the entertainment of his fight. The entertainment of his fight.
You said entertainment.
Longevity.
And fan base. What else? I think you said something different. But either way,
I
guys,
said
that's 3 things that don't even have to do with his fights. And then how about just him being a badass fighter? Boom. Yeah, he's Hall of Fame.
And not backing down.
He's Hall of Fame deserving.
You know, who beats Conor McGregor twice? Or
what's cool about him?
The third fight was obviously
some
controversy, but
I think he's tied for the most. Or no,
30 wins. He just hit 30 wins.
He has the most fight of the nights.
Okay.
Gaethje has the most bonuses, like
dollar worth, right?
Yeah, but he's got the most actual fight of the night, right? Because there's knockout of the night, performance of the night, fight of the night. He has the most fight of the nights, which is pretty dope. Yeah, I think that's another reason why you throw him in the Hall of Fame, and the fact he's been in the top 15 for 10 years. Come on, man, that's fucking crazy.
It is.
Wow, 10 years.
And like, I kind of wish that like. Because I came into UFC as a straight-up casual Conor fanboy, hating Dustin Poirier, like we were saying in the last episode. And I kind of wish that, like, I just didn't have to, like, pick a side on that.
Yeah, that's what makes it so fun, though. You know how happy I was when Oliveira submitted that, man? after getting brutally dropped in, like, the first couple rounds.
But imagine, like, looking back at it, it's like, damn, that would have been so awesome if Poirier became champion in any of those title bouts. You know what I mean?
Dude, I almost feel so bad, right?
Khabib, Oliveira.
Think about how winnable that fight was against Oliveira. Anyone who faced Oliveira when he had the title. Oliveira got dropped in every single fight, and every single title fight where he held the title. Oliveira was down on the ground, and they were all scared.
And, like, I don't understand, like,
so
obviously Islam is, like, talking about giving Poirier a chance. But realistically, Islam's just going to either submit him.
I actually respected Islam for saying this. He said, he doesn't deserve it, but he deserves it. And it made sense. I was like, hang on.
He doesn't deserve it, like, rankings-wise, but, like, He's just not giving up.
He's a legend. There's nobody else to fight right now.
He's defending the top 5, basically. He's just fighting off whoever wants to join the top 5, and it's just him.
So does he deserve it? No, but does it make sense right now? For some reason,
do you want to know what's kind of scary? Well, it's not scary, but so Oliveira, Gaethje, and Poirier, they've just been defending the top couple spots, and it's up to Oliveira to keep Tsarukyan out of that. I think that's the most risky fight, to be honest.
He should.
I don't know what to think about Tsarukyan and Oliveira yet. Obviously, we'll predict that later. But that's gonna be Tsarukyan is no one to mess with. I would Benoit. Obviously, he's a killer, but Tsarukyan, he's a different breed than we've seen. He's a new breed of lightweight.
Yeah, we haven't watched too much.
And I think he could definitely take one of the pillars in that top lightweight. So.
Dude,
it's going to be a great fight.
We're watching all the future guys get beat, but we're going to see them in a couple years.
Yeah.
Like Poirier said, man, any fight right now could be his last fight. So, these top guys, man, they don't got
you never know. Some freak injury, some knock, surprisingly,
he's
just here after the Gaethje fight.
There. I think,
oh, yeah. Do you want to know what's sad, though? Makhachev's fought, so little in the past. He's fought, twice in, a year and a half or 2 years or something stupid.
It's been the same.
Which is sad because the lightweight division is so awesome.
Which I always bring this up. It was Oliveira's fault the one time, but still, it pisses me off.
Yeah. But then we had the beatdown of Marlon Chito Vera. a 25-minute straight up ass kicking of Chito Vera.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was watching the press conference the night before the fight, and the crowd was chanting his name, Chito's name. Yeah. And he was wearing a Kobe shirt. I thought, no way Cheeto loses. No, I'm fucking with you. Guys, my cousin, not going to name drop, but he basically texted me.
If you know, you know.
I was texting him my picks and whatnot, and I'm like, yeah, O'Malley's got this. And he's like, nah, man, the way the crowd was chanting his name and the Kobe shirt, I don't know.
The Kobe shirt?
I swear
Come on, dog.
Swear to gosh, he said that, guys. And, I'm for it. I do think crowd plays a factor in fighting, but I think this is a sport where fan base at least matters. The guys are going in there to fight for their life. I don't think they care what the crowd's chanting, in my humble opinion. Does it get you hyped to fight?
The crowd switches every other exchange.
When you're in there fighting for your life, you're not worried about what the crowd's saying.
Imagine if you were in a UFC, watching a UFC fight and Chito Vera knocks out Sean O'Malley. I'm going to be hyped on my feet for Chito. I'm going to be hyped either way.
What did you think about the fight?
The fight? Okay. So, obviously, we saw a rematch. I think the fact that it was a rematch was the only thing that was giving Chito some type of chance, to be honest. Because realistically, Chito Vera, he gets finishes when he's losing, and he loses. And that's about it. You know what I mean? And on last Saturday night, what we saw was an undeserving, I don't want to say unprepared, but it looked like he was unprepared for Sean O'Malley. I mean, how can you allow that amount of significant strikes, that amount of damage? Obviously, respect for not getting dropped. But you can't be getting beat down by these people. Corey Sandhagen beat him down for 5 rounds. Now Sean O'Malley beat him down for 5 rounds. What? And
who did he just beat? And then he got a close decision with Pedro Munez to get the title shot. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, literally. And I don't even think it was a 5-round fight.
What I did find was cool because what you said and what we have said about every Chito fight when he fights, we love the guy. We know he's tough, right? That's all everyone could say about him this fight.
I'm a fan. I have to be brutally honest sometimes. I can't always just
could say about him after this
go
fight
with my heart and be a fan.
Would you want to be known?
We got to keep it real sometimes.
We need to stop acting like it's cool to be Nate Diaz, man. It's not cool to get beat on for every single fight and just be known as the guy who doesn't get knocked out but sucks at fighting. What? Who?
Yeah, you're a beast,
guys,
but you just lose.
Chito's not suck at fighting. But should he? Come on, he should have been in there that night. What I did find was cool was what we talk about every time Chito fights. This is what I was going to originally say. Is he always fought? Oh my god, my mom asked me if that was upstairs, and I told her no. That's crazy, chat. I'm gonna get killed. But
what?
That tape dispenser. I'm about to just place it down there and be like, Mom.
She asked you tonight?
No, 2 weeks ago. I was like, Mom, why would it be up there? So what I always bring up when Chito fights, and we always bring up, is he loses the fights, and then he gets the Hail Mary knockout. And what we saw in the end of the 5th round is that Hail Mary shot. And, it was kind of cool. Was it a little lucky? Yeah, but just like a real Hail Mary, right? Someone's got to throw the ball, and someone else who has to catch it. Someone had to throw the punch. Someone had to take it. And, with Sean O'Malley, in the last second in the very 5th round, he did land that Hail Mary shot. It just wasn't in time. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Dude, I saw this clip. It was like, if there was a 6th round, Sean O'Malley like 50 or 60 to
fucking
60 to whatever. And it was just hilarious. It was like, if there was a 6th round, Sean O'Malley 60 to 53 or 60 to 54, I guess it would be.
Did you see what Chito Vera accused him of?
No.
So you probably
actually haven't. I probably have.
You probably did, but you forgot.
Disregarded it.
Basically, Chito goes on Twitter a couple days after the fight. Who braided your hair? You were greasy as crazy.
Oh, yeah, I saw that tweet.
So that's what you call coping or an excuse.
Yeah, Chito was like, he was really like...
Classic masculinity, guys.
No sportsmanship,
No guy will not have an excuse, especially when you're fighting for your life.
I did not see any sportsmanship and it was only on Twitter.
Oh, they didn't shake hands before the fight. They didn't shake hands after the fight.
You gotta have sportsmanship, win or lose, man.
But what was it?
And Sean O'Malley just kind of playing with what he's receiving from Chito.
This dude, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, Sean O'Malley's not really the one. Like, he beat Chito. He has nothing else to prove, say. He'll respond to you, though.
So
roast you.
Greasing and fighting, especially MMA, is more. It's not really necessarily help you when you're getting punched in the face. What greasing does is when grapplers try to take you down, you're slipperier. So when you're trying to scramble or sprawl or just try and stand up in general, you're slipperier. Slipperier? What would the grammar be there? You're slippery, slippier.
You're
slipperier. Yeah, right. You're more slippery, right? So when they try to hold you, you're slippery. You're not. They don't have a tight grip. You're sliding a little bit.
You can dog your head out of like.
When you go to clinch someone, you might not be able to clinch them because their back's got grease all over it. So you go to, whoa, it slides off. There was not one motherfucking goddamn exchange, not one clinch in this fight, not one that it goes to the ground. And Chito made all these excuses about greasing when that has nothing to do with striking. You didn't try to pull a guard. You didn't try to clinch once, and you're going to call him out for greasing?
You just stood in front of Sean O'Malley all
night. So
that's
what I thought you meant about round 6, because people were saying that was round 6. Chito Vera said,
no.
Who greased
you? It was just
you?
a meme. It was
and
like...
Sean O'Malley just said, send pic of your face. And that was him winning.
Yeah, Chito Vera was looking like...
Okay, that was round 7 then.
I might not even put this in, but he was looking like Jesus on the cross, his face, bro.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
You gotta keep that.
I don't know if that's offensive, but I don't think it is, because if you look at the picture, it's honestly like it's almost like inspiring. It's like, damn. If he would have won and that was his face, I'd be like, damn.
Dude, that fight was weird.
But yeah, that was a great fight. What's next for Sean O'Malley? He's saying he wants him robbed. I'm gonna be honest. That Instagram reel that you made,
which one?
Where you were like, "Is he the best bantamweight ever?" Like, no. I'm just gonna be straight up with you. No,
that was so good.
I don't know.
Is he the best bantamweight ever right now? No, but who is the best bantamweight?
I would say probably. I mean, I haven't obviously watched a lot of Dominic Cruz, but
you want to know what it is though about a division that. The fact that we could have possibly different opinions on who the greatest bantamweight of all time is not a good thing, because when you ask,
literally,
when you ask like who the best light heavyweight of all time is, you immediately say John Jones. The best heavyweight, you immediately say
Silva.
Stipe. You immediately say Anderson Silva.
Welterweight, I would say GSP.
You immediately say GSP.
So Usman versus GSP, like obviously the skill level, but like GSP title defenses, like go to Fight History on ESPN MMA.
Oh, not only fight defenses, but the way he avenged his loss. Did Kamaru Usman avenge his loss against Leon Edwards?
No.
Like GSP avenged his only 2 fucking losses
against Johnny Hendricks.
No, and Matt Hughes. So no,
there's levels. Obviously, there's skill gaps.
But me saying that and us being able to argue who the best bantamweight of all time is not a good thing for the division, and that shows that it's very beatable for O'Malley. I mean, people are saying John Anik personally thinks Aljo's the GOAT. I actually agree with you. I believe Dominic Cruz is the GOAT of the bantamweight division. So it's already split.
Yeah. Do you want to know what would be an interesting stat that I honestly might look into if I have some free time? Well, I'm going to be on spring break, so I'll be grinding out posts. But most title changes in, let's say, the past 10 years will maybe be a good trajectory just to see what division has that. Because I feel like bantamweight has had a lot just in the last couple of years. Sean O'Malley, Aljamain, Peter Yan, Jose. Was Jose Aldo ever bantamweight champ?
I think
or was he only featherweight?
He wasn't. Wow, yeah.
I thought you said Peter Yan beat Jose Aldo to be champ.
He did, but that was in that division. I think that was we were at Joe's house watching. Remember when they didn't stop the fight for like 3 minutes? That was for the title. I'm 99% sure. Let's check it, guys. Because I'm gonna check now, make sure I'm right. But I don't think he had the. No, Matt. He didn't have the title. It was just on the line.
Oh, it was like a vacant maybe.
Yes,
Because is that when Dillashaw got busted? Did he get stripped?
I think you're actually right, brother. Let's see.
I don't honestly know because I wasn't like really watching back then.
Yeah, so we fought Jose Aldo to beat the title and lost right away to fucking Aldo. But who had the title before Jan?
Dillashaw,
Renan Barrero,
Cruz,
TJ
Renan
Dillashaw,
Barrero,
and then
Dillashaw,
what? Wait,
Cruz
whoa.
again.
Dominic Cruz defeats Dillashaw. I don't even remember this. To regain title.
This was 8 years ago. I was
Cody
watching.
Garbrandt. TJ Tildo defeats Cody, and then Henry
Dude,
Cejudo.
bantamweight has to have the most.
So Henry Cejudo
title
retired,
swaps.
and then they threw Jan versus
Aldo.
And
Okay.
then Aldo stole it.
So Jan didn't technically beat a champ to become a champ.
He just beat a former champ.
Yeah. True.
Same with similar with Oliveira.
So Jose Aldo was never bantamweight champion. He was only featherweight champion.
Wait, has anyone beat a fucking champ to actually win the title? Aldo technically no, because he beat him, but he wasn't winning the fight. And then Peter Yan gets the interim title, and then Aldo beats
Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley did it. Sean O'Malley did it. But like
bantamweight has been on it. That's
Yeah.
only in the last not like 10 years. It's been like almost 10 title changes.
Yeah, that's wild.
And people have gotten it
that's
multiple
cool
times.
that UFC does that on their website.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look through that and maybe just count it up a little bit.
Dude, people really thought that was natty, or like I don't know if anyone did.
Yeah,
but
for 135 pounds.
you know the classic picture of
like what is his body fat? Like point
You know
zero.
the classic video of Dillashaw and the fucking with all the supplements on the counter where he's got like literally a million. I'm gonna have to show you it. It's funny.
I don't know if I do. But yeah, that was UFC 299. We're gonna check out some other news, talk about it for y'all, and we're gonna call it a night. You feel me? But guys, that was episode 66.
66 guys. It was kind of a longer.
It was a longer breakdown because we kind of went into depth on a lot of like fights, futures.
And it was just a stacked card. I mean,
yeah. So we had a lot to talk about. We're glad we got to break it down for y'all. And we will see you in episode 67.
67 guys. Stay tuned. Predictions next week. Is it predictions? No, predictions are for like.
No,
2
we got
weeks.
April 13th, 300, and today is the 16th. So less than a month out from UFC 300, y'all. We're getting into the 300s.
Guys,
like we
no
said.
one's watching the fights next weekend. We need to stop supporting the bad cards.
What is next weekend? Rose Namajunas?
Yes.
Is it actually?
Yes. Versus Amanda Ribas, and then the rest of the card is legit. Nobody's. Wait, real quick, in the outro, I'm going to say this, guys. Jose Aldo's back for 301.
Yeah.
In the UFC. We forgot about that. I mean,
If you watch till the end, we're hype. We obviously really don't know any details yet besides he's back. That's really all we know.
so he's back and he's fighting some random.
And a lot of the reports are all in Brazilian, so I'm going to have to maybe translate
Another
that.
real quick thing we forgot to talk about was the John Aspinall. Wow, that was crazy. John Jones and Aspinall little face off. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. Did you see how I captioned it? John Jones was the most gave him the most respectful disrespect.
Okay, real quick, who in your eyes in that video was like the alpha? Clearly John Jones in my eyes. In my eyes.
Tom Aspinall was a fanboy in that video.
But he also kind of looked like a dickhead when the full video came out. But it was like respectful but disrespectful from both parties, and it almost like was John Jones was definitely being big bro. But that's what you do as the.
But at the same time, like John Jones is like, "What are you doing, bro? Like obviously you're injured, but come on."
Right. But at the same time, Tom Aspinall has that like thing on him where it's like, "Hey, you low key should be fighting me. I'm the interim champ."
Yeah.
Regardless of big dogs, but I thought that was funny, guys. Y'all have seen it everywhere, so there's no.
We'll see if, because I think that's the first time they've actually met. Because he was like, "Nice to meet you," which is kind of interesting. But we'll see you guys in episode 60.
Next week, brother.
7.
Thank you, brother.
Animal.